This video is brought to you by Cool Green Clothing. Cool Green Clothing is a Baltimore-based clothing line that started back in 2018 and has been growing strong ever since. Make sure you follow Cool Green Clothing on Facebook and IG at Cool Green Clothing, and check out their website, coolgreenclothing.com, where you can find the latest cool green fashions and hats, women's apparel, and the latest men's collection. Remember, if you ain't coolin' and getting the green, you're in the way.
What's up, kings and queens? It's your girl, Charlotte Moore. As always, we give thanks for another day, you dig? So as the CEO and founder of Motivational More, we take pride in working with incredible creative entrepreneurs. And today, we are shooting a campaign for Cool Green Clothing, founded by the one and only AC Green. So the vibrational energy of this line is all about street vibes, a growth mindset, hustle. So today, we are highlighting this, guys, the Baltimore Cool Green Snapback. How cute is this? Look at this. So we're going to have so much fun on the shoot. And I'm telling you, follow Cool Green Clothing. It's so important for us to support our entrepreneurs. There's so much talent in Baltimore. And as a creative entrepreneur myself, I know how hard it is. And I love to see just people going out there and going for their dreams. So let's get it.
What is going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. Before I start, be sure to like, comment, share, watch the video to the end. Let's get right into it. Sometimes in the streets, beef is on sight, no matter where you are or who you are with. It gets wicked depending on what level it is. As you navigate through life, you got to be aware of what your name gets caught up in. Some people feed off rumors as the streets talk. And if your name comes up in an attempt on someone, or a robbery, or playing two sides of the game, that could be a death sentence. But pride can lead to people bumping heads or beefing off of alleged situations. And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we will be discussing a young man named Rodney Pridget JR that lost his life outside of Baltimore Mall. According to sources, Rodney was 19 at the time. Name was being brought up in a few different situations on the streets. Allegedly, a man was robbed on York Road after having an argument with a group of men. During the situation, allegedly, a few of the men ran into the victim's apartment, robbing him and threatening to shoot the victim. He would later go to BPD, pointing out Rodney and another man in a lineup. And a situation where Rodney's name would pop up included a man being shot in Baltimore and surviving, in which Rodney was never charged, but somehow his name popped up in the situation, leaving the streets talking and the victim's family's members believing Rodney had something to do with the shooting. Allegedly, Rodney and his girlfriend would go to Baltimore Mall a few days before Christmas to do some shopping. While walking through the mall and hitting the food court, someone shopping spotted Rodney and allegedly made a call, believing he had something to do with the prior shooting of his cousin, according to sources. The call was made to members of BGF, or Black Guerrilla Family, and as Rodney was spotted, a plan was put into place, but it had to get green lighted from a senior J member. While shopping, Rodney had no idea the call was made and he was being followed. Texts were being sent reporting his exact location in the mall. As the men pulled up to the mall, they would text back and forth, waiting for the right time to approach Rodney. And as he exited the mall, the trap was set and he was approached and unfortunately shot and killed. Shoppers in the community were in disbelief that a shooting would take place at Baltimore Mall. But as investigators looked into the case, they realized over 200 cameras were in the mall and had footage of a man wearing a ski mask tracking Rodney as he was walking. As police started questioning suspects, the pieces would come together, accusing 4 men of setting the trap for the young man, and the youngest, a 19-year-old, being the shooter. As the case was set to go to trial, a CI, or confidential informant, alleged he was showed a Facebook picture of Rodney, and one of the 4 men involved was like, "We gonna hit him." The CI also stated it was a gang hit. That's why the man who spotted Rodney had to make a call to get the green light. During the trial, prosecutors alleged the old heads told the hopper to shoot in hopes he would become a member of the BGF. Some of the men denied this, but cameras, cell phone records, showed what they were wearing, and text back and forth about what to do and how to do the hit. That's what got them caught up. Baltimore police also painted the older members as BGF with power to green light hits, and pointed out on surveillance a gesture the old head made to the shooter, giving him the go-ahead. The witnesses and evidence in the location that happened at a busy mall, 3 of the men were charged for the hit and sentenced to life in prison. The 4th man struck a deal and testified against the others. More of this story, the streets do talk, but sometimes information could be wrong. An eye for an eye is the way of life in the trenches, but you gotta know the consequences and the difference between being in the streets and being a fit-in, so you won't have a life sentence at 21 years old. But hey, that's the Baltimore way. Man, crazy story, you feel me? Rest in peace to the young man that lost his life. You know what I mean? I remember this story happening. I was kind of surprised too, because for y'all that's out of town, like Towson, like it's like a good area. Don't really too much go on there. It's a college out there, there's a mall out there, food, restaurants. And so for this to happen outside of a mall, I think it happened outside of Nordstrom's, outside the store. Like, this was crazy, you know what I mean? But like I said, allegedly, they thought he had something to do with hitting they peoples up. So it was kind of like a retaliation type thing. Like, you do something to one of us, we gonna catch you lacking and do something to you. And unfortunately, you feel me, they spotted them. He ain't see them. He was with his girl, he was shopping, and you know, shots was fired. But it was a calculated plan. Like, they text back and forth. Police said they had all that, you know what I mean? And that be the thing, like, when people be doing stuff, they don't think about what's going on around them. Like, you in the mall, it's cameras everywhere. You got your phone on you. It's pinging through the location. You texting back and forth. So if you ever get jammed up, they got all that information. That's a one-way ticket to a life sentence. You feel me? And at the end of the day, not saying bro did have something to do with it, but if Rodney did have something to do with the alleged shooting of the dude cousin, you feel me? Your cousin lived, he survived, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, the streets got a way of dealing with things, and people got a way of dealing with things. There's other ways to handle things, and sometimes you gotta get to the bottom of the situation, because a name will pop up that ain't have nothing to do with nothing. I done seen it happen before. Somebody's name will pop up, and this don't even be the person that did it. But yeah, man, y'all already know, man. This is another episode of the Baltimore Way. You feel me? I appreciate the love and support like always. For y'all that made it to the end, be sure to hit that like button, man, so we can keep these videos in rotation. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at _Tony2times if you rocking with the movement. Y'all already know, man. I love y'all, fam. This your boy Tony 2 times. I'm out.